Welcome to Reduce Your Risks of Falling workout. When was the last time you were on the floor on purpose? If you're like most of us, seniors, odds are it's been a while. As we age, it's important to regularly get down to the floor and then back up. Why? This ability is closely related to your overall fall risk and your overall health. Some research done by the Mayo Clinic even suggests that the ability to sit down and stand up from the floor without any assistance can predict how long you'll live. If getting up and down isn't as easy as it used to be, fear not. To regain strength and mobility and flexibility, try these exercises, do them regularly, and you will benefit. It's guaranteed. Standing posture. My feet are shoulder width apart. I'm trying to ground myself by spreading my toes and using my heels. My knees are soft and relaxed, but my legs aren't bent. My hips are forward a little bit, which raises my torso up. So I push my hips forward. My arms are at my sides, with my palms turning out a little bit. Try to keep the hands close to the sides of your legs. My shoulders are down and back a little tiny bit and relaxed. My head is in neutral, which means my chin is resting on a ledge. And I'm pushing my chin back into my neck a little bit and looking straight ahead. That's a blue jay saying, "Good for you, Robert, good for you." And then I'm going to breathe in through my nose and blow out through my mouth. The seated posture. First of all, I want to make sure that I have a chair that supports my body, not something that allows me to sink into it and disappear. So I'm sitting up nice and tall, which means my back is not necessarily touching the back of the chair. My heels are against the front legs. My toes are spread. I'm going to put my hands not on my knees, but on my quads, which are the muscles on the front of my legs between my knees and my hips, the quadriceps. Spread my fingers. I'm pushing my hips forward a little bit to raise my torso. Spreading my glutes or my bum cheeks out. My chin is resting on that ledge. My shoulders are down and back a little bit and relaxed. And somebody is pulling the top of my head straight up. I'll show it to you from the side. Notice my back is not touching the back of the chair. I'm going to breathe in through my nose and blow out through my mouth. Take my time doing that and do it 3 times. The standing back arch. I begin by putting my body in the mountain pose, which is feet shoulder width apart. Relax knees, hips forward a little bit, arms at the side, shoulders down and back and relaxed, and my head is in neutral with my chin on the ledge. Before I do the arch backwards, I put my hands on my hips, take a deep breath in through my nose, and as I arch back, I blow out through my mouth. And then when I straighten up again, I'm breathing in through my nose, getting ready to arch back a second time. So remember, I breathe in through my nose, arch back, and blow out. Then I breathe in through my nose as I straighten up, and then I'm ready to arch back a second time. I do it 3 times. So here we go. And once from the side. The chair squat. I like to use a sturdy chair. I know how to sit up tall, so I'll put my feet against the front legs. Push my hips forward, raising my torso. My hands are spread on the quads. And when I'm ready, I take a deep breath in, and as I stand up, I blow out. But I don't just stand up, I lean forward a little bit, pushing down with my hands, and then using my quads and my hamstrings and my calf muscles and my soleus muscles, I stand up, squeezing my bum at the same time. Lots to remember, right? No. Just sit in the best posture you can get into. Lean forward and stand up as you blow out. Here I go with the breath. And then I return the same way. I breathe in through my nose, and then I sit down, blowing out. Hands are still on my quads. I have to always remember that the chair is here and it hasn't moved. So I sometimes reach back with my one hand to make sure the chair is there. And I slowly come down before I put my bum or my glutes on the chair seat. Be very careful. But here we go again. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. If you're not sure when you're sitting down where the chair is, just turn your body a little bit and look. Use your hands whenever you need to. Don't even worry about the breath. Just lean forward, push on your quads, and stand up. And then when you're ready to sit down, turn a little bit, maybe grab the chair back, and sit down the way you came up. So it's a squat. You're using a chair. You want to do it more than once, and you want to incorporate the breathing in, then standing up, blowing out. You want to incorporate that every time you do it, if you can. If you can't, just worry about leaning forward, pushing down, and standing up. And then, before you sit down, turn a little bit, where's the chair, and slowly come back the way you got up. The lunge will help us strengthen our core, our glutes or our butt muscles, and our leg muscles, so that if we ever need to get down, we can get down safely, and if we need to get back up, we can get back up. So place one foot in front of the other. How far apart you put your feet is up to you. The farther apart they are, the harder this is. If you need to hold on to something, you hold on to something, but keep your body vertical. Don't lean forward. And then just lower your body so you resemble an elevator going down. And as you do that, your front leg will bend at the knee and your back leg will bend, and then come back up. What I like to do, though, to give myself a bigger range of motion, is to take the back heel and lift it off the ground and make a little bit of a wider stance. Now when I go down, I can go lower, but I'm going down and up very slowly with control. Every once in a while I might let go of my support to see how I manage. And try to do 10 on each side whenever you do your workouts. Let's try the other side. One foot in front of the other, a wide stance, for me anyway, up on the back, balls of my feet, get my heel off the ground up at the back there, and go down and up very slowly with control, like an elevator. Let go when you think you can. Give it a chance to see if you can do that. If you need this arm out for balance, go right ahead. How about both of them out for balance? 10, 12 on each side. It's time to get down on the floor, do some exercises to strengthen and support our back, and then we're going to get back up. According to the Mayo Clinic in the United States, you can determine how healthy you are and maybe even how long you'll live by taking a test known as the sitting and rising test. The sitting part takes place on the floor, and the rising part takes place once you're back up and you're standing in neutral. So the way they do it is this. You can try this yourself. You're standing up, and I'll show you what that looks like, in neutral. The only thing touching the floor are my feet. My job is to get my bum on the floor, and every time I use something to support me, like my hands, my elbows, or some body part, or even a chair or something, I take a point off of 10. I start with 10. Let's see what I'm left with once I get to the bottom. So I'm going to lower my body the best I can to get to the floor. If I put my hand down, that's 1. The other one would be 2. The knee would be 3. This knee would be 4. And then, can I get my bum down? Good, I'm sitting. So 4. So the sitting part, if you take 4 out of 10, I'm a 6. Let's see if I can get up. I'll try getting up the same way, but not use as many body parts. There's 1. Good, so my rising is just 9 out of 10. So my score is, out of 20, a 9 and a 6, a 15 out of 20. So the closer I am to 20, the longer I'm going to live, according to the Mayo Clinic. the cow cat. In the yoga world, it's known as Shakravak Asana. Have you got that? Shakravak Asana. Cool name, right? Well, not only is it a cool name, it will improve your posture, it will reduce back pain, it'll help you with your balance, and it will alleviate any stress that you might have. So that's why it's so popular, Shakravakasana, cow cat. I'll show you how to do it. Do it as often as you want, now that you're on the floor. So I have my hands below my shoulders. My fingers are spread so that I don't fall over. My index finger is the one that's pointing straight ahead. The other ones are apart as far as I can get them. My arms are pretty straight. If yours aren't, it just means that you're weak, but not that weak. If you can get like this. My hands are in front of my knees. My knees are shoulder width apart. My feet are turned like so that I'm resting the top of my feet, or my laces, I call them, on the floor. I'm not trying to do anything except relax in this position to start. But to find this position, which is neutral, is tricky. So let's look for it, just in case we don't look quite like this. So I'm going to look up with my head as far as I can without hurting my neck. I'm going to look up. And as I do that, I'm going to push my bum up. So I'm creating a saddle effect with my low back. That's as far as I can go, up with the bum and up with the head. Okay, I'm going to try now to tuck my chin in, bring my head down and tuck my chin in, and bring my hips forward. I'm rounding my back. That's as far as I can go in that direction. So I'm going to go back to, this is called the cow, and then slowly go this way into the cat, and back and forth slowly, doing the cow cat, the Shakravakasana. Take your time. If you do this on a regular basis, your range of motion will get bigger, and everything else I mentioned will get better. So once I'm on the floor here, and I'm in this position, I'm going to start in neutral, and that's in between the cow and the cat, neutral. If you can't find neutral, just go right into the cow and slowly go into the cat, and back and forth at your speed. Slow is better. Here comes the cat right now, Twyla May. She knows how to round her back out like this. Yes, she does. Cats are very flexible. Now, the other thing is you want to use your breath. So, when you're in neutral here, you take a deep breath in through your nose, and then when you go up into the cat or the cow, up into the cow and down into the cat, that's when you do the blowing out. So if you can figure out how to take the deep breath through your nose when you're in neutral and then blow out when you're moving, that's how you're supposed to do it. Let me just try this once. The child's pose asana and the cobra asana. You can do either of these asanas separately, but I like putting them together into a little rhythmic routine. But if you want to be able to breathe better, if you want your heart to work better, if you want to work your shoulders, your hips, your knees and your ankles, if you want to alleviate stress, if you want to get back into that childlike mind body position where you dream about all kinds of wonderful things and you're always happy, then you've got to do these two asanas. We'll start with the resting child and we'll move gently into the cobra, and then we'll go back into the resting child, and we'll incorporate that breath. When we're moving, we're blowing out. When we're still, we're breathing in. Got that? So I'll do it from this position, and then I'll turn around so you can see me from the other angle. So again, I'm in this table position with the hands below the shoulders. Knees and hands are shoulder width apart. Okay? I'm going to put my one foot on top of the other, and I'm going to reach out a little further so my arms are on an angle. And then if I widen my knees a little bit here, I'll make room for my bum to fit inside my hips. And that's my cat, Twyla May. And Twyla, you have to move or they can't see me. You had your asana with the cow cat, and now it's my turn. So my hands are not right below my shoulders now. My arms are reached out, and my knees are apart. And I'm going to push my hips back without moving my hands. I'm going to push my hips back into my heels, and my chest or torso is going to lower to the ground until I can't go any further. And then I'm going to slowly come back where I started and undo my feet, put my feet behind my knees, and look up and put my belly on the mat, or as close as I can, keeping my arms straight. And then I'm going to slowly move back, stack my feet again, and my hips go in to my heels. So here's where I take the deep breath in through my nose, and then when I'm ready to move, I blow out. If you can't get your belly on the ground, your belly button, that's okay. Take the deep breath in when you're not moving through your nose and blow out when you are. Stack your feet. There's the cobra. There's the resting child. I'll do it once from behind. Take a deep breath in, blow out. Take a deep breath in, blow out. Have fun with that. Do it as often as you want. The benefits are spectacular for your whole body. There are two world-famous back experts. Robin McKenzie from New Zealand, Stuart McGill from the University of Waterloo here in Waterloo Region, Ontario, Canada. I'm going to show you one more back strengthening exercise that Stuart McGill suggests that you do on a regular basis. It looks simple. It doesn't take much energy. If you do it right, you'll do your back the world of good. And by the way, if you want to look up the McKenzie method for back health or the Stuart McGill method for back health, they're both on the internet. And they're also both seniors and retired from their jobs. So this is Stuart McGill back exercise. Watch closely. So I'm going to lie down on my back. If I need a little block or a pillow for my head to keep it into neutral, I would put that there and rest my head on it. But today I'm just going to lie on this mat here. My feet are shoulder width apart and my legs are bent. I'm going to take one leg and straighten it and flex my foot. That means point my toe up to my head and rest the whole leg, straight leg, on the floor. So with this leg straight, this one is bent, flat foot, I'm going to push my straight leg into the floor by tightening my glutes, my hamstrings, my calf muscles. And when I get it really tight, I'm going to lift my head straight up. Keep my head in neutral the whole time. My head is coming off the floor about that bar, a couple of inches, no farther. Otherwise, nothing else moves. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to put my hands underneath my lumbar, or underneath my back on my lumbar spine to maintain the natural curve in my spine. So here I go. I'm going to tighten up the leg, push the leg into the floor, and when it's really tight, squeeze the bum on that side of the straight leg. When I'm ready, I lift my head up a couple of inches and hold it. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Then I switch sides. Okay, make sure the foot is flexed. Push the knee into the floor. Tighten up everything on that side of your straight leg. And don't forget your bum. When you're ready and everything's tight, lift your head up a couple of inches. Keep your head in neutral. And then rest. Now, to incorporate the breath into this, I take the breath when I'm lying there and nothing's moving, in through my nose. When I'm ready to lift my head up a couple of inches, I blow out. And I blow out as long as I can until I have no more breath. And then I rest, switch sides, and start all over again. So here we go. So I take the deep breath in, and as I blow out, I lift my head. When I run out of breath, the head goes down. I switch sides. I tighten everything up on the straight leg side. Take the breath in. Blow out, lift the head. Relax. Switch sides. One more time on each side. Everything's tight on this side of my body. Here I go. Lift the head. Relax. Last time. Relax. Don't miss any of the details of that, otherwise you won't be getting much of an effect. The bridge. There are many benefits to doing the bridge. Maybe you would like to digest your food better. Maybe you'd like to have a stronger back. Maybe you'd like to have stronger core muscles in the front of your body. Maybe your legs are weak and you need them to be strengthened. The list goes on and on and on. Oh, I forgot. Maybe you'd like to eliminate some of that stress in your life. Just do 10 of these whenever you think of it. Maybe when you're watching the Olympics tonight, you could lie on the floor in front of the TV set. I'm sure there's something soft there, and you could do 10 bridges. So I'm going to lie down, first of all. I'm going to bring my heels as close to my bum as I can. My arms are at my side, palms down or palms up, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to lift my hips up as high as I can get them. And down and rest. That's the bridge. Wait till I let my cat in. There are some raccoons in my yard today, and I think I better keep the cat in the house for a while. Anyway. As I lift my hips up, I want to align my knees, my hips to my shoulders in a nice straight line. So you watch and see if I've got them high enough. Are my knees and my hips and my shoulders in a nice straight slanted line? And why not incorporate the breath to improve your respiration? So I take a deep breath in through my nose. As I blow out, I lift my hips up. When I run out of breath, I take a deep breath in as my hips come down, and then I'm ready to blow out again. Let's try that. Rolling around on the floor. Yes, that's the name of the exercise. Now you might think, no, I don't need to roll around on the floor like when I was a baby. That was the only way I could move. But once I got up off the floor, I had my legs and I could move a lot more efficiently. But rolling around on the floor is a forgotten exercise that does wonders for your spine and your core. Let's think of our core as the center of our body, from here to here. The spine, all the muscles coordinated with the spine on the front and on the back of your body. That's your core. And you have muscles deep inside your body, really close to your spine. That's your real core. Muscles like your transverse abdominis and your multifidi that run up your back. Don't forget the diaphragm and the Kegel muscles in your pelvic floor. All core. Well, rolling will help you take your dysfunctional spine to a new level. You'll be able to move better, guarantee. You'll be able to even maybe get up off the floor when we're done all this. So watch, it's very simple. Just lie down. You're going to be using your eyes, your head, your neck, and your spine. Just relax for a second, and then roll onto one side. And then roll back, and then the other side. And then roll back. Let's go all the way to the side and over onto our tummy. Onto the side and all the way over. What do we do with these arms, right? Oh my goodness. Onto your side, onto your tummy, side, and back. That's all there is to it. try to keep your body as straight and as long as possible to get the benefits of a good, healthy spine from the bottom of your skull to your tailbone. Crawling. Crawling, you say? No, that's for babies. No, the new research says that it's an inter-limb strengthening exercise. Your limbs? Well, you have a limb here called an arm and another limb here, and then you have a limb here called a leg and another one here. It's an inter-limb exercise. It'll strengthen everything in between your limbs from here to here. So it's another core strengthening exercise. It prepares you for walking. So if you get really, really strong core muscles, then your walking will be a lot easier. And vice versa. If you're walking a lot, then your core should be stronger. So let's try crawling. I'm going to get on my hands and knees to do this. And I'm going to crawl forward. Keeping my knees on the carpet or on the mat to support them, and then I'm going to crawl back. It's just a little Costco carpet or mat. Coordination, hand-eye coordination, preparing our core for when we get up. I think I'll crawl sideways. Start down at one end here. And go back. My head's in neutral. I'm not going like this. I'm not tucking it in. It's in neutral. It's just hanging there. I think I'll go in a circle. Ooh, that makes me dizzy. Ah, that's good. Take your time. If it makes you dizzy, just do it a little slower. And really focus on all of your limbs because you're working the inner limb section of your body. One more time around, very slowly. And if I cross my limbs over, I work both sides of my brain. Crawling. The push-up. The push-up has been around forever. That's because it's an overall strength building exercise. It's one of the big five, the push-up. And I'm going to do it from my knees, not in a plank, okay? And if you want to strengthen your shoulders, your biceps and your triceps, your wrists and your hands, your rectus abdominis, part of your core, your lumbar spine, your legs, push-ups from the knees. So, get on my hands and knees, move back a little bit on my mat here. Make sure my hands are below my shoulders. I'm in the table position, right? So now I'm going to lift my legs, my lower legs, so that just my knees are touching, but I'm going to move them in closer. And then I'm going to move my hands out a little bit and lean forward a little bit so my shoulders are over my hands. And then I'm going to lower my body and bring them back up. Now my elbows should not go out here. They should kind of go below my shoulders and come back up. And there's my push-up. Push-up. on my knees, lowering my body. If you think about your position when you're doing that push-up, it'll work your lumbar spine. If you get the torso or the trunk of your body in the wrong position, it won't do much for your lumbar spine, but it'll strengthen all those other things. The push-up. Can you do 10? Can you do 20? Sure you can. Well, folks, it's time to get back up. So let's do the rising from the sitting test. See how many supports we need to get back up. If we can get up from our bum and our feet and not use any other body parts or anything else around us to get ourselves up, then we're a 10 out of 10. But every time we use something else, like if I put my hand down, that's 9, that would be 8, my knee would be 7. We don't want to reduce the numbers, we want to keep the numbers up around 10. So let's just see if we can get up. Now, how am I going to do this? Well, I can try to push myself up. I got to get my center of gravity here over top of my knees, and then maybe I can push myself up, but nope, not strong enough yet. I have to work more on getting my body stronger. So maybe I'll use one hand and just my feet, get them untangled here. That would be a 9 out of 10. Don't get those knees down on the mat. Let's just lift ourselves up. That's a 9. I only use my hand. Let me try getting down again. So I went from my sitting to my rising just with the hand. That's a 9 out of 10. That's pretty good. I must be getting some benefits from all this exercise. I do exercise every other day with intention or with purpose. I know what I'm doing and I do them every other day. I rest in between. That doesn't mean I don't move in between. I always move.